Coach K, an incredible. Congratulations, Michael. Just add to that resume, my friend. And someday you can walk in with that resume and say, Mr. White, I think I deserve another raise. And I think he may get one.
Once again, the final score. Duke over NC State, 94-78. Well, we said we've got 3 of the top 5 teams in America on our air tonight. You just saw number 2. How about number 1 and number 5? It's time for a sonic blockbuster. Tennessee, Kentucky, Rupp Arena, the spot. Let's head to Dan Schulman and Jay Billis. Guys.
Bob, thank you very much. And as you mentioned, this is a sonic blockbuster here on ESPN. And what a big-time matchup in a big-time environment we've got for you tonight with number 5 Kentucky hosting number 1 Tennessee, a school that has won 19 in a row. They are talented, they are experienced, they are confident, and they're here with the Big Blue Nation looking to pull off a win on the road tonight. They're a game up on LSU for top spot of the SEC. Kentucky 2 games back of Tennessee. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Lexington. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis. So many fascinating aspects and matchups in this game. Let's start with the fact that one of these teams is a whole lot more experienced, Jay Billis, than the other.
Well, Tennessee's the number 1 team in the country in large measure because they do have talent, but they are an older team. They're made up of juniors and seniors that have been through it together. That means they're like an old school team that was constructed like in the 80s or 90s when guys stuck around. Kentucky, more the new school team where they're freshmen and sophomores. They rely upon their younger players. Will experience dominate or will talent playing at home dominate? That's really the issue in this game.
And if we look at one specific matchup in this game, it's hard to not look at Grant Williams on one side, P.J. Washington on the other.
That's the marquee matchup. Grant Williams, the reigning SEC Player of the Year from Tennessee. He's a junior, averages about 19 points per game. He's fantastic in the middle of the floor, commands a double team, and excellent passing out of that double team. And P.J. Washington for Kentucky is having a terrific season, especially over the last 7 games. He's averaging 21 points, almost 9 rebounds per game over that 7-game stretch, including shooting over 50% from the field and 50% from 3, 11 of his last 22.
You don't want to be a big guy who's accused of ignoring guards, though. So let's talk about the point guard matchup as well.
Well, I think it's going to be an excellent matchup. Jordan Bone, I think, is the best point guard in the Southeastern Conference. He's got a very low error rate. His assist turnover rate is over 3-to-1, and he is leading the SEC in assists over 6.5 per game. He's accounting for with assists in his scoring about 33% of the Volunteers' scoring. And Ashton Higgins, who has not played well his last few games, he is into Jordan Bone and try to make him turn his back, make it difficult for Tennessee to advance the ball up the floor, because Tennessee wants to get out in transition so they can get the ball to Grant Williams early before he can be double teamed.
Just moments away from tip, Maria Taylor is with the head coach of the Vols, Rick Barnes.
All right, Coach, you got to win in this arena before. What is required of your team to have success against Kentucky tonight?
Just play good basketball, transition defense, rebound the ball, and take care of the ball.
All right, thanks.
And Rick Barnes, well, he's got to barge his way back into his own huddle after that interview with Maria. The Vols are ready to go. The Cats are ready to go. Let's take a look at tonight's Sonic Blockbuster in anticipation of this matchup between Tennessee and Kentucky. Their first of 2 regular season meetings. The Vols are on the longest winning streak in school history. Their only loss came to Kansas in November in overtime on a neutral court. Kentucky 11-3 all-time at home in top 5 matchups. This is the 11th time there's been an SEC matchup with both programs ranked in the top 5. Kentucky's been in all 11 of them over the years. As Jay mentioned, a very experienced group, juniors and seniors for Tennessee, not a group that is going to be intimidated in any way, shape, or form by anything that they see. As mentioned, their only loss was to Kansas. This is the 3rd time in Tennessee program history that they've been in a top 5 matchup, both programs in the top 5. Remember, they beat Memphis back in 2008. Coach Cal was the coach of Memphis back then. Kentucky's got more history against a number 1 opponent, 7-15 all time. There's a whole lot of noisy blue, but you know what? There's a bit more orange than I thought there would be in this building here tonight. Not in that section.
The Vols have traveled. It's been 85 days since Tennessee has lost a game. And they are ready to play.
We are ready for the tip of our Sonic Blockbuster. And the tip is controlled by the Cats.
Here we go.
Tennessee playing man.
It's going to be a huge game, guys.
Grant Williams starting off on P.J. Washington. They're going to try to get Grant Williams in foul trouble early.
And it's
bodies flying already.
Really nice job.
It's an offensive foul on
Isolated
Kentucky.
P.J. Washington at the free throw line. He drove right, and Grant Williams just moved his feet, stayed right in front.
Welcome to the Bone Zone. Bone Crusher Wilson, play-by-play for Kentucky and Tennessee today. Game of the week for sure.
15 seconds for Big Blue Nation to be upset with the officials, but I agree.
Tennessee bringing it up court.
Great job defending on that play. Let's see if Tennessee, with Williams being covered by Travis, Washington is on Alexander.
All right. They're in the paint. The ball's loose. Turnover. Kentucky's going to push it up the court. In the paint. Layup is no good. Rebound, Tennessee. Oh, nice shot there. 2 points for Tennessee. Coming in 23-1 on the season, 11-0 in the SEC. Ranked number 1 in the country. But they are in Kentucky.
Really what Tennessee does is they'll get 3 guys along the baseline and they'll flatten out a transition defense. Then Bone just picks his spots. He's like, used Kyle Alexander there as a little brush screen, got past him, and very casually made that easy bucket.
You mentioned Admiral Schofield got knocked down. He's going to the
and Kentucky comes in 20-4, 9-2 in the conference, and ranked number 5. Kentucky brings it in. Tries to pick there. Go for a 3-pointer. Nails it.
The 3 for Washington, who is shooting the ball very well from beyond the arc. He's at 43% on the season.
Wow.
Really, especially over the last 7 games, shooting over
43%. That's amazing.
Not hesitate.
We talk about a guy who made a good decision to come back for his sophomore year. He has really taken his game.
Tennessee swinging around the top of the key. See if they can answer. They're going to back down in the paint. Oh, air ball. Kentucky rebound. They're going to take their time. Kentucky's got a 3-2 lead, 18 here in the first half. Welcome aboard. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson. All right, Kentucky's going to try another 3. They missed this one. Rebound, Tennessee.
Williams is fronting when he's guarding Reed Travis.
Bone again lost it on the way up.
The ball's out of bounds on a wild shot attempt by Tennessee, but they will retain possession.
A couple of trips back.
Just ran into his own guy. Ran into Alexander.
Let's see if we can go get that scoreboard up for you guys. You can follow it a little bit better.
To Lamonte Turner, who hit a huge shot in this building last year in what was ultimately a 2-point win for the Vols.
Tennessee shoots from the free throw line, no good. Rebound, Kentucky, still 3-2, and I'll get that scoreboard fixed in a second.
In the Southeastern Conference, he's having a spectacular season.
I don't know what happened to the audio from the network. Greedy of them. Man-to-man defense from Tennessee here.
Kentucky a little bit further out on the floor.
Boxes out in the paint, and he's going to get the hook shot for 2. 5-0 Kentucky.
And one-on-one in the post, the hardest thing in basketball. P.J. Washington showing he can go inside and out. Makes him a really
Tennessee has it. They're setting up. With 16:48 in the first half. Step back for a long 2. That's no good. Rebound, Kentucky. Not a lot of offensive rebounds today so far. Not a lot of second shots.
First touch of the night. He's got Bowden on him. And now Hagan's up top as John Calipari calls out a play.
That was a nice
Kentucky going to try to set up a pick. Not very good. They missed the open pick and roll though. Driving the baseline. Kentucky is going to draw a whistle. So it's foul on Tennessee.
Getting the ball in the low post, he looks in the middle to see if a double's coming, and just pause for poise in the post.
Still very early. Not a lot of points on the board yet.
Over the outstretched arms of the defender, that was just excellent.
Hit us up in the chat box. Let us know where you're at. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by treasurehunt.ga.
A lot of alliteration from anxious analysts.
DJ Washington, as Jay mentioned, hot lately. 20 or more points in 6 of his last 7 games, and a good sign for Tennessee as Admiral Schofield is back in the game.
Jordan Bowden is really the best shooter, I believe, on this Tennessee roster, but you have a hard time arguing that he's been shooting it better than Admiral Schofield this year. He's got a little bit better of a percentage.
50-50 ball goes to Kentucky. Travis barreling his way into the paint, lost it, and it belongs to Tennessee.
Tennessee needs to get the ball to Grant Williams. He's a very good passer. Get him the ball in the elbow.
He's being guarded by Travis. Here comes Schofield off a screen, elevates and knocks it down.
And when Grant Williams is used as a screener, he draws a lot of attention, and Admiral Schofield can rise up so quickly. Shoots in the mid-range, shoots from three-point range.
6'6" and 240 pounds, too, for Schofield.
This is not a...
Man, I'm just dicking around there.
Tall front court for Tennessee, but they are wide and they are really good players.
Washington again. He's got all 7 for the Cats.
Wow. 7-4 Kentucky. 15 minutes in the first half. Almost a turnover.
Possession right now for Tennessee, but it'll be out of bounds to the Vols when we come back. And when we come back, a little bit more inside the Tennessee program. We'll take a look at how Grant Williams and Admiral
No, it won't.
over the last 3 years.
All right, well, good game so far. At Kentucky here, #1 Tennessee coming to town. But Kentucky with the early lead. We finally got the scoreboard fixed, but now it's not updating. I think the time on the scoreboard is right, but not the score. All right, let's go. Since we're in a break, let's head down to the chat box and see what folks are saying. You can comment on the game there. All right, no action in the chat box. Let us know where you're at, and it's sponsored by treasurehunt.ga. We are in a break right now. Kentucky with the early lead, regardless of the screwed up stat tracker. While we're in a break, let's get that. There we go. The wrong window, son. You got a screw to get a stat tracker up on the freaking screen here. Jeez. All right, we're in a break. Going to be right back with more Tennessee and Kentucky. We are back, guys. I think we're we're gelling now. Got the stat tracker fixed. Life is good. Got my headphones fixed. I can hear the network. 7-4. Kentucky with the lead. Tennessee has it. Tennessee for 3. Wide open, but the miss. Rebound. Kentucky, who gets the pass out, they're going to push the floor, and that's blocked off the glass. Offensive rebound, Kentucky, put back, no good. Ball out of bounds. It's going to stay with Kentucky. I think that's the first offensive rebound I've seen so far. That might...
Didn't knock it down, but anytime he gets double coverage,
all right, we're going to listen in to live coverage from ESPN.
From the high post. Manuel quickly, E.J. Montgomery in off the bench for Kentucky. John Fulkerson has come in now for Tennessee. Both teams about 8 deep. Eldon Johnson, baseline floater. Wow, tough shot.
Kentucky running that set where they run a cutter off the elbows, and then they'll get a little pin down screen on the other side. They ran that almost exclusively against LSU.
Williams knocks down a 3. That is his 10th made free on the season.
Reed Travis just not used to guarding a big guy out there as a trailer. He usually waits for him to get to the free throw line, meets him there. He's going to have to pick him up a little higher.
Montgomery giving Kentucky some good minutes lately. A lot of rebounding when he's in the game. Quickly turns it over on a travel.
Grant Williams coming down the floor as a trailer, and Reed Travis, that's his assignment, but he's in the lane waiting for him to come down and come into the low post or get near the elbow of the free throw line where he likes to operate, and instead he just pulls the trigger on an easy step-in 3.
Williams gets a breather. Jordan Bone has come back into the game.
One thing you know about this Tennessee team, Dan, even in a difficult atmosphere here at Rupp Arena, this team is not going to panic. You know, they've been here before.
Is there a high major team that combines the mental toughness and the physical toughness to the degree that Tennessee does?
That's a good question. I don't know that I've thought about it that way. I don't know. Nothing comes to mind. I mean, these guys are all juniors and seniors that have been there before.
And as we saw, they've been in the weight room as well. Johnson with a runner, no. Fulkerson keeps it alive. Nick Richards down with the rebound.
Well, Johnson went down hard.
Ron Gruber blows the whistle to give Johnson a chance to get up, and good to see him get up so quickly after he hit the deck so hard.
Sure where they got hit by his own guy, but went up and stretched out, got knocked off balance. Well, Johnson got off to such a great start. But the last 4 games, he's averaging about 12 points a game, but only 15 of 42 from the field. Not as efficient as he has been.
Tell you that SECSports.com scoreboard sucks. I don't know if we'll use this scoreboard again.
Lob for Richards, and Schofield broke it up, only to see Montgomery finish it.
Well, it was well read by Admiral Schofield.
2 points for Kentucky.
The play, but nobody else from Tennessee converged on the ball.
This is a small Tennessee lineup right now with Bone, Bowden, and Turner all in the game. Bowden misses the 3. Great rebound by Hero.
Boy, this is a physical game already. Cutters being bumped. That little stagger away. Tyler Hero just blew it up physically.
In the paint. Getting physical.
Kentucky is getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. Tennessee a couple times has settled for jump shots. They've got to figure out a way to get to the rim, because right now it's been all Kentucky in the paint.
Kentucky lost that game controversial fashion. Remember, the tip-in that was allowed was not ruled a basket interference in the game against LSU on Tuesday. Kentucky has not lost 2 home games in a row in the John Calipari
No good
era.
on the free
Here is
throw.
a play, Jay, that was the talk of college basketball Tuesday night.
Yeah, clearly that was basket interference and should have been waved off. The referees just missed it. And there's a lot of talk right now. Should that be reviewable? It is not reviewable. What was reviewable was
I didn't see that one.
In time before the clock went 0-0-0. It's just one of those quirks in the rules.
Richards at the line. John Calipari not shy in saying more than once that if Kentucky's going to be the team it wants to be, Nick Richards has to reach his potential, has to get closer.
Finally get a free throw there, 12-7.
Now Reed Travis back in. We've seen some games where Richards is a huge force, especially at the defensive end. Then he only played 3 minutes in the game against LSU.
Well, he's an excellent shot blocker, rim protector that can change the game defensively. But the last 4 games, he's had 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 block.
Tennessee is down by 5, 12 minutes here in the first half.
Baker in for the first time for Kentucky. Guarding
For 3, no good.
The 3.
They get the offensive rebound.
Grant Williams kept that ball alive.
Might have been their first offensive rebound.
Back screen, then he was open for that shot.
12-9
He
Kentucky.
does such a good job on the offensive glass of just keeping the ball alive. If they can't get the rebound, they will tip it to keep it alive.
Travis got knocked down. Play continues. Shot clock inside 10. Johnson open on the wing. Count it.
Is that a 3? That is a long 2 right there.
Got a piece of the paint.
It's 14-9 Kentucky.
What a drive by
And a
Jordan
quick
Bone.
answer for Tennessee.
Elite speed. And Rick Barnes compares to TJ Ford, the great guard.
14-11.
I think Jordan Bone needs to put more pressure on this Kentucky defense and really drive it.
What a pass from Higgins to Johnson.
Wow.
It's all because of the penetration.
Things are picking up momentum and speed. This game is starting to move a little faster now.
Tennessee in rotation.
Starting to run the ball more. 17-11. I apologize, our scoreboard. I'll fix that at the halftime. Tennessee, I'm sorry, Kentucky's got the turnover. They're going to take a long 3. No good.
Way too strong. Tennessee ball.
Tennessee not slowing up. They nailed the jumper.
And it brings the balls back within 4.
Well, he is such a good player. Solid defensively, a low error rate. And he has been outstanding.
A-Bomb in the chat box tonight, our moderator on duty. Glad to have you aboard.
Close to 7 assists per game.
He's going to call in with some play-by-play or maybe some commentary at the half. From downtown, it is 20-13.
Johnson and PJ Washington playing well. Now all of a sudden Kentucky is the force we expected them to be.
From the free throw line is good.
Free throw line will, at least for the moment, quiet the crowd.
5-point game.
Tennessee screens like that and gets a
Number 1 team in the country has their hands full.
He's going to be able to rise up and knock down that mid-range shot. He's really worked on that stroke where it's become really reliable. Next step for him, he's got to get to the free throw line more.
Grant Williams just got laid out by a P.J. Washington screen. Williams very slow to get up. Now back in the play. Johnson. One more time.
Another 3. Holy Toledo.
Absolute bedlam right now.
9 minutes in the first half.
Kentucky out to an 8-point lead on the number 1 team in the nation.
This is the way Kentucky is capable of playing. They're playing a lot of people and everyone playing at a high level, but especially P.J. Washington and Keldon Johnson.
No good. Rebound Kentucky.
Secures the rebound and finds Higgins.
Another 3 attempt. No good. No good. Wow.
It's been so much more physical.
I guess you just keep shooting those till you miss.
They are just knocking bodies all over the place on their defensive end.
Jay, I think we've gone about 5 minutes of game time without a whistle.
And it hasn't been for lack of contact.
8-point lead for Kentucky. Tennessee passing around. Driving the lane. Kick it out for three. No good. Rebound, Kentucky. 8 minutes in the first half. Kentucky is 4 for 8 for threes. Tennessee is 1 for 5 for threes. And both teams not doing good at the free throw line early in this game at Rep Arena in Kentucky. Force that one up. No good. Rebound, Tennessee. And that point guard, he is telling folks to get moving. Tennessee kind of slow getting across the line. And fade away is no good. Bodies on the floor. Rebound, Kentucky. Oh, almost turned over on the pass attempt. 7 minutes to go in the first half. 23-15, Kentucky with the lead. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Another three-point attempt, no good. Rebound, Tennessee.
Jordan Bone's been yelling at his teammates every time they get the ball. Let's
go.
Get running. He wants them to play faster.
Bone is in the Bone Zone, and I'm Bone Crusher. Welcome aboard to our game of the week.
Bone the kick. Williams the three. Big shot.
Drano.
All by the penetration
Wow.
of Jordan Bone. Penetrated down to the baseline and then passed back out.
5-point game.
Like Tennessee hasn't been getting some open shots. They're getting.
And a foul on Levante Turner to take us
Well,
to a timeout.
All right, we are in a break here.
Kentucky, Jay, with Keldon Johnson knocking them down from everywhere.
They're going to a break, so let me mute these guys.
In this ball game, knocking down every open opportunity. Kentucky.
All right. Because certainly I'll get copyrighted on their bed music. Yo, it's the Bone Crusher heading to the chat box. A-Bomb says he is synced up. So, yeah, if you don't have this on TV, if you don't get the TV, you know, we got the play-by-play audio for you and reaction. If you do have it on TV, like A-Bomb does, go ahead and sync us up with your TV, and then you can mute the television there. Let us know where you're watching out. We're in a break right now. And I apologize, our scoreboard has been hit and miss tonight, so let me make sure that's working, and we may switch that up at the halftime. All right. Number 1 Tennessee coming to Kentucky. Kentucky, though, it's been all Kentucky. They have got an 8-point lead, and that scoreboard is a little bit off. Probably about almost 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Still in a commercial break, sponsored by treasurehunt.ga. If you go to treasurehunt.ga, what you do is you go to the webpage there and you click on sports fans, and there's lots of great sports swag. We're teamed up with A-Bombs Coast to Coast, and between the two of us, this is going to be the Atlanta Braves' first live play reaction stream. So we're stoked for that. It's a first for Atlanta. These things are popping up market by market all over the country, so we're stoked to get on the ground floor and be the first to do this. And we're going to combine for probably about 100 games this season, so a really in-depth way to watch any sport. You know, it's interactive, it's reactive. You got the chat box, you got the live audio. Now let's see if we are still in a break at Rep Arena. All right, we're coming back now.
What a quarterback he's been. 4 assists, no turnovers so far. He is on. No, he
So
stays
there's
in there.
6:25 left in the first half. Kentucky with 23, Tennessee with 18.
Well, Rick Barnes basically looked down at the box score and said, hey, 2 guys have scored. All we have to do is do a better job defending on P.J. Washington and Keldon Johnson. And he also said, right now we're settling for jump shots. Do a better job putting the ball on the deck and trying to make something happen.
Grant Williams the foul. Thank you, Maria.
Number 2, Williams with a foul on Tennessee.
Kentucky leading.
They're going to another media timeout. So we're going to go back to the chat box. Oh, I just got a Facebook invite to like Reach Missionary and Ministry Facebook page. I don't think I'm going to be liking that. If you're looking for the live stream that does prayer requests, you're looking for Joey the Truth Wagner. I am not Joey the Truth Wagner. Man, this is the game of the week. #1 Tennessee at Kentucky. That has got to be a huge test. They're 20-1 on the season, 11-0 in the SEC. But Kentucky giving them all they can handle. Oh, man. And actually, I kind of, you know, as the play-by-play guy, we're in a break right now. We'll have more audio from ESPN soon. Oh, and this is Claw. Hey, Claw and Beth. That's Beth from treasurehunt.ga. So if you, she'll let me do more of these if you go buy something from her store. Basically, is what this comes down to. And you can see the web page up there on the screen. In a break right now. The next long-ass break they do, we're going to get the scoreboard fixed. All right. It's, you know, it doesn't refresh very well, and it's a couple minutes behind. It's better than being ahead. I hate when that happens. All right. Yeah, we are still in a break. You know, so I'm at the, on Valentine's Day, I take the wife over to the Gin. I don't know what you guys did for Valentine's Day. Let me know if you have some secrets. And there's this 11-year-old girl working in the store. I know this because the guy, and I think another girl is probably like 14 or 15, but one of the customers asked her, you know, how old are you? Because she's working late in a Chinese restaurant. Goes, like, do you go to school? Do you do your homework and stuff? And I'm like, dude, you know, don't ruin a good thing. I'm getting my beef and broccoli here for $5.95. Let the 11-year-old work, all right, brah? You know what I'm saying? They're in a long media time out, so we're going to come back soon. And what is going on with the duck sauce? Who is using duck sauce? What the fuck is duck sauce in my... I don't know what that's even for. You know, the dry mustard, no thanks. I mean, that's like a poor man's wasabi. Alright, I'm Bone Crusher Wilson. Make sure you like and subscribe for more live play-by-play reaction videos. And always, it's brought to you by treasurehunt.ga. We got A-Bomb down in the chat room banging heads. So if you got some comments, what do you, in fact, let's see who can guess that final score. We'll have a prize for whomever can correctly guess the final score. That's tough though. That'd be tough. We'll get something though from treasurehunt.ga.
And get a surfer necklace.
All right, we are coming back to Rep Arena now, and there is a dash for the ball. It's loose. They're going to have a toss ball. Everyone's on the floor on that toss in. Let's get some more audio from ESPN.
His cheekbone, where the cheekbone,
because you want to listen to my voice all night.
Required some surgery, and a tough kid to be back in there just a few days later.
Right now for Tennessee, not really a lineup where they're going to be throwing the ball inside.
Tennessee throwing it in.
So they're going to need to find open
Open three. Nailed it. 4-point game. You know, I lived in Knoxville for a couple of years, so I kind of want to pull for Tennessee here.
He actually hesitated before he took that lefty jumper.
Tennessee, one of the best offensive
long
teams
two
in the country.
for Kentucky is good.
With a baseline jumper. Tennessee top 10 in the country in scoring, #1 in assists per game, #2 in the nation in field goal percentage.
6-point lead for Kentucky here at Rep Arena.
You go over the top.
These Wildcats are going to be hard to beat at home, man.
That was an excellent read of the defense by Tyler Hero.
Tennessee finally going to drive the lane. Nice pass. The shot is blocked. The turnover. Coast to coast layup for 2. I thought he would dunk it for sure.
Tennessee
Wow.
has to be
Good
stronger
defense.
because right now, Kentucky is manhandling the balls. They've been out physical.
Manhandled.
Which you don't say about Tennessee very often at all.
No, sir, you do not. You don't.
And it's not that Tennessee hasn't been physical.
For three.
Just that Kentucky's
Off the
been
rim.
stronger.
Rebound Kentucky.
Hero runs down
8-point game. Kentucky with the
That was
lead.
not a good possession for Tennessee.
4:15 in the first half.
Or really work.
Welcome to the Bone Zone. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson with your live play-by-play reaction.
And you've got to chase him so much, it's going to open up something for someone else, including for the screener.
Who was P.J. Washington in this case.
Long two. Jumper no good. Fighting for the rebound.
John Calipari loving every minute.
Loving every minute of it.
He's got a confident.
Was that Loverboy? Who sings that song, A-Bomb? All right.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by
TreasureHunt.ga. Damn, that was smooth, John. They're in a commercial break here in Kentucky. All right. Well, man, Kentucky is certainly proving they're going to be very hard to beat at home, even for the #1 team in the country. Tennessee comes in 23-1 on the season, 11-0 in the SEC, while Kentucky is 9-2 in conference play and 20-4 overall, ranked #5 in the country. So definitely our game of the week. Let us know where you are at tonight. What's in your cup? What are you drinking tonight? You drinking some of the Silver Bullets? Maybe a little Coors Light? What's your beverage tonight? Maybe an adult beverage? I'm about to have an energy drink. It is 7:43 here Central Time in Panama City Beach, Florida, and I think I want to stay wide awake for this game. I'm gonna crush on the energy drink. And we're going to have, it is Loverboy, loving every minute of it. And we will have a call in from A-Bomb at halftime. So tune in for Crusher and the Bomb. I think that's going to be the name of our show, Crusher and the Bomb. What do you think of that? We're in a commercial break. You know, and speaking of Chinese restaurants, how much of that soy sauce is being wasted? I'm going to say close to 80% of the soy sauce in your Chinese takeout is going to waste. We're throwing away the soy sauce, people. No one's using the plum sauce and the duck sauce. Maybe there's always going to be one guy that says, oh, I love that shit, you know. But listen, 9 out of 10 people are throwing the garbage away. We're wasting it. I don't know. Now, a couple of the ones I go to, they put it out so you can just get what you want, what you need. But you know, there's some people, they just start scooping that shit in there, man. They go nuts with it. And we have a final from the Stegeman Coliseum. University of Georgia is playing number 19 LSU tonight. We were thinking about doing that game, but decided to go with this one, and LSU wins 83-79. And I am not. As a Georgia fan, I lived in Athens for 3 years, grew up in Georgia, and I did not like the coaching change. They got rid of Coach Fox, got this new guy in from Indiana. Dogs having an abysmal season. It really. Otherwise, I would be doing that one. We're in a commercial timeout. Make sure you like and subscribe to get more live play-by-play reaction. We do NCAA basketball, college football, and looking forward to our first year of MLB reaction stream. And it's all brought to you by TreasureHunt.ga. Go and make sure you patronage our client there. All right, we are coming back now to Stegeman Coliseum. I'm sorry, to the... We're not in Athens. Not at the Stegeman. We're in Kentucky, actually. Rep Arena.
Excellent form, and no doubt about it. I think that was like his 5th effort. Looked like he was running out of gas.
Oh, they're showing a highlight of like some fat guy out of the stands making a half-court shot to win some shit. And he's at the game tonight, too. We are back. 4 minutes left to go in the first half. Kentucky 8-point lead, and they got the rock.
you know what's funny about their 2 fouls? They're both offensive fouls. Remember P.J. Washington got one, yeah? That's their first foul since 15 seconds into the game.
And because of their physicality, they've been forcing jump shots from Tennessee, and then they are out rebounding the balls by 10. They've dominated the glass. And roll replace action. A great drive.
Richards with a block. Well, he could really be a game changer with the defensive end. Schofield sizing up Washington.
Schofield with the layup.
Tough runner there by Admiral Schofield.
The Admiral.
Grant Williams posting so hard down on the low block.
6-point game. 29-23. Kentucky with the lead. And again with the rock. 3 minutes and a half. All right, Kentucky is trying to box down low. In the paint with the hook. It's good. 8-point game. 3 minutes. Go.
That's his 9th point of the game.
He had the first 7 of the night for Kentucky.
Tennessee trying to drive the lane. Instead, they're going to go for the 3. No good. They get their own rebound. Kicks it back out. Long 2. No, he's going to pass it. Almost turns it over. A lot of passing. Everyone's getting the rock. Tennessee, wide open 3. No good. Tennessee gets their own rebound, but yeah, Richards getting a bit physical there. And that's a foul on Richards. You know, if I'm playing in a game like this and someone's fouling me like this, I'm going to start getting pissed. That is, you're looking for trouble. You start getting pissed. Oh, yeah, the replay. That's almost a flagrant. I mean, I know you're jacked. I know you're pumped. But you do that to me. Bring it on. I love it. All right, Tennessee's got the ball. Down by 8. 2:25. Double team. They got a interesting zone here from Kentucky. 2 from the Admiral. He's jacked. He's pumped. 6-point game. 2 minutes. You're in the Bone Zone. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson with your live play-by-play reaction. Coming up at halftime, we'll get a call from A-Bob. Turnover, Tennessee. Wow. With a guy all over him, he gets that in there. Impressive, too. 4-point game. Oh, that Kentucky coach is pissed. He's pissed at his player.
What a fantastic defensive play by
big turnover from Tennessee.
And then Lamonte Turner scores on the other end. John Calipari unhappy.
Calipari's pissed. You know, coaches that sit around and yell at their players, you know, is that gonna? Are you motivating them, or are you just trying to scare them to do better? Huh? All right, let's go down to the chat box and see what is happening here. What did he win? I don't know. It looked like it was like that kid. They were showing him making a shot from half court. I don't know what he won. It was like from a previous game, and then they went to today's game and they showed him in the stands. So I guess he's some sort of celebrity in Kentucky or something like that. All right, got 7 in the chat box. I think we had 11. Welcome everyone. Tonight's coverage of Tennessee versus Kentucky, sponsored by TreasureHunt.ga. Go over to TreasureHunt.ga and click on Sports Fan at the top. All right, in a commercial break right now. It's been all Kentucky, but Tennessee coming on strong late here in the first half. Just about a minute and a half to go. The scoreboard is a little bit behind. I apologize about that. And coming up at the halftime, A-Bomb is calling in to the show. So no one eats the plum sauce or the mustard sauce or and I don't know what the hell that duck sauce is for. Though I do love a good crispy duck. Hey, Bob, have you had a good crispy duck before? Not too bad, huh? All right, we are back now.
Tennessee so good at tipping those offensive
1 minute left in the half.
Advantage of it. The second guy grabs it.
And for Grant Williams, Jay, that's his first 2-point field goal of the night. He's previously made a couple of threes in this game.
P.J. Washington's got to get the ball.
Again with Schofield. Help this time from Turner. Doesn't matter.
He has been fantastic in this first half. A go-to scorer for Kentucky.
Bone using the screen, pulls up for the jumper and knocks it down.
How easy was that? Got the screen from Grant Williams, old ball screen, and then he rolled hard to the basket and rolled his man down, and Jordan Bone just took his time and
20 seconds left in the half. Kentucky's in the hold for the last shot.
Shot clock turned off.
10 seconds.
And away from the play, Bone called for a foul. Hey, Monday, number 4, Virginia's in Blacksburg to take on number 22, Virginia Tech. It is our rivalry week, Big Monday matchup, 7 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Terry Blackshear doing a fantastic job in Virginia Tech's win today at 29 points.
Well, as Jay mentioned a couple of times, an extremely physical game here tonight. If you're just joining us or if you don't believe us, there's some video evidence of some of the things that have gone on. We've had some very big, strong people get knocked down to the deck on a few occasions tonight.
This has been as physical a game as we've seen all year long. Bodies have been hitting the deck. You've seen guys that's usually called a foul. I mean, it has been physical beyond belief. Bodies flying all over the place. And yet, neither team got in the 1-and-1. With all that contact, neither team got in the 1-and-1.
They're going to meet again.
Crowd cheering, go Big Blue. It's 35-31, 4-point game. Kentucky's got the rock with 11 seconds in the first half. Kentucky about to toss it back into play here. Trouble getting it in. They get it in. And we have 5 seconds. Driving the lane, layup. It's good. And Tennessee cannot get in. All right, that is A-bomb. Man, just when you thought Tennessee was going to get run out of the gym. Tennessee hanging in there in the first half. They did not get run out of the gym. And we got A-bomb on the show. It's the halftime program sponsored by TreasureHunt.ga. A-bomb, what's up, my brother?
It's 37-31, Kentucky up by 6 at halftime. Didn't mean to call in quite so soon. I thought it was already halftime, but appreciate you taking the call anyway.
Oh, no. Well, welcome aboard to the Bone Zone, Bone Crusher here. And, you know, what are people doing with the duck sauce anyway, A-bomb?
Well, I don't know about the duck sauce. You're right. I usually toss that immediately. I don't want sweet. I don't like sweet meat. I don't need that stuff on any of my Chinese food. But I do love the mustard on my egg roll. And if there's any left over, I'll actually put it on my entree. I'll squeeze that mustard out and mix it in with my rice or whatever. Love that stuff.
Buddy, he puts the dry mustard in his rice. Oh, God.
Love that stuff. I don't know what you mean by dry mustard. It's just as liquid as the duck sauce is.
Well, I mean, the mustard you get at a Chinese restaurant is different from the mustard you might put on your sandwich.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's hot. Yeah, and I like that. I love that stuff, man. In fact, I'll ask for an extra one if I think about it.
I think it's...
It is halftime here. And the scoreboard still isn't quite updated, right?
I assume that there is no mustard, no Chinese mustard allowed in the Bone Zone.
Man, I don't know what. I never get that stuff. I tell them to take that out. I'll drive back to the store and say, "Get this shit out of my bag." No,
yeah, they do load you up. There's a lot of plastic that goes into our landfills unnecessarily, just because of that whole thing.
It is halftime. Tennessee at Kentucky. Kentucky 6-point lead at the half. So speaking of eating, I had today the best Cuban sandwich I've ever had, and it was made to order right inside a gas station. I don't know if you like eating at gas stations, but I'm always looking for good grub out of a gas station. You know, the ones that have like a full service kitchen.
And it all started in Milledgeville, where they made those great biscuits and that great breakfast at that gas station, you know, right downtown.
Oh yeah, the Golden Pantry.
Right.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of the name of that. Absolutely. The Golden Pantry, Milledgeville, had the best breakfast and the best fried chicken all hours of the day. You can get that fried chicken and that Yardbird any time of day. You can get a nice box with a biscuit and something, you know, some of those potato logs. That's what's up.
The Golden Pantry is a chain. They're all over North Georgia, into Milledgeville. So yeah, great.
You don't really see them that much anymore.
You know, from where you're at in Duluth, because I was craving it, so I went and found one. You're gonna have to drive probably 30 minutes to an hour to get to a Golden Pantry.
Okay, I got you. So they're still around. They're just not in the metro areas.
No, but there's usually you can find some of these kinds of gas stations that have a full-size kitchen in them that are cooking up food to order.
And so, speaking of good food, I wanted to ask you this. I was doing a live stream the other night on my channel on Coast to Coast, and you had told me you were out with the lady for Valentine's Day dinner. So I wanted to ask you where you went.
I went to the Chinese restaurant, and I didn't put any soy sauce. I didn't put any of those condiments on my food.
Okay, so that's where you went for the Valentine's dinner. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. What did you guys actually get for the entree?
Oh, we got the Seafood Delight. It's some nice vegetables with, you get some scallop, you get shrimp, you get crab legs, and you get a half a lobster tail. Delicious stuff, yeah.
Wow, lobster tail. That's fine dining right there.
$12.99 because there's an 11-year-old kid working there, so I saved because I don't have to, you know, pay a real employee.
Right, they just bring their family in there. Okay, very nice.
I assume it's their family. It might be some, you know, people right off the boat that aren't really related to them. It's like they send their kids over to get jobs and stuff, and they work for these people and they make it. You know, this is possible. It's probably their kid, but
it's their kid.
Could be some slave labor. You know,
and that's what we call Valentine's Day dinner in the Bone Zone.
Right in the chat box, want to give a shout out to Johan. Am I pronouncing that right?
Johan.
I'm sorry, Johan. Johan. Ha! Let's see. The last names are much easier. Fretzen. Johan Fretzen. That's a great name.
Johan, I'm guessing he might be checking in from Switzerland or Germany.
I guess he doesn't get the game there, or I was gonna say maybe on a military base, you know, but I don't know. Johan, where are you at tonight?
Johan.
It's gonna be Johan for the rest of the night.
And while I'm here, let's go ahead and talk about the Atlanta Braves. They're coming up. March 28th is opening day. As I've advertised on my stream for a couple of weeks, I will be doing that game. That is the Braves opening game. And then you have the home opener. I believe that's on April 1st against the Chicago Cubs in Atlanta. Is that right?
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you because the season opener is like a weekday day game. So you're going to have to like call in sick to work that day.
That's exactly what I'm planning on. I'm either going to call in sick or just go ahead and take that Thursday off and do a 3 o'clock game. But you know, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's the opening day of baseball season.
Man.
Okay, so I do not plan on working that particular day.
Man, that is a die-hard fan when you call in sick to work so you can stream a game.
And if you recall, I was there. The last time I was at a Braves game, it was on my birthday. I did the same thing then. On my 49th birthday, which was in September, I took that day off, which again was enjoy the Braves game. So I've done it before, and I will definitely be bringing you the live reaction from that game.
Let me get this straight. You took your birthday off to go to a baseball game?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I give people a hard time, like millennials, because a lot of them, maybe all millennials, take off for their birthday. Not every year. Maybe I've done it before, but these millennials, they think it's their right. Hey, it's my birthday. It's such an important day. It's like a holiday for everybody.
And I agree with you 1,000%. I do not normally take off my birthday. It just happened to be something that I wanted to do. The Braves had it was a businessman special on that day, and it fell on my birthday, which was like a Wednesday or Thursday. And so you're absolutely right. I do not normally do that. I'm normally at work on my birthday. I don't find it to be some kind of holy day like you just mentioned, especially with those GD millennials. But it was just something that worked this time. Just happened to work out this time.
Hey, taking off work to go to a baseball game.
It was all once again because of the businessman special. Yeah. We all know how sacred that is.
You didn't take it off because it was your birthday. You took it off because it was a businessman special to go watch a game because you're a man. Not some baby millennial who needs a day off to. All right, we are halftime here. Tennessee and Kentucky are a game of the night. Let's see what the network is doing. See how close we are to coming back. Thanks everyone for hanging around.
We're still in commercial.
It was an Applebee's commercial, and they showed the family eating their takeout food. Oh, thanks, babe. Over the coffee table. When did America quit eating at the dining table and eat all their meals at a coffee table? Because we got.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what I, as a single man, have been doing for years. But you're right. It shouldn't be that way in middle America family land.
Is it because we have to be watching television when we eat? Can we? It's like we're missing something. Everyone has to sit there and watch TV, I guess.
I think it must be, Americans spend something like 90% of their day staring at some kind of screen.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Beth from treasurehunt.ga
it could be the TV, and it used to be back in the day. It was like, oh, American kids are watching 8 hours of TV a day. Now, if anything, the screen time has been watching 8 hours a day of TV or something on a screen. You're spending practically 95% of your day engaged in some kind of screen.
Yeah, you're right. All right, Johan says, go Cats. Who y'all rooting for? When Starbucks got popular, LOL. Who y'all rooting for? Well, Johan, where are you at, by the way? As a play-by-play A-bomb, doing the reaction videos, we try to be non-partial, but I guess I'd have to lean towards Tennessee because, one, I lived in Knoxville for a couple of years, and two, I've never liked Kentucky and their fans.
I gotta tell you.
Oh, I think we're having a connection problem there with A-bomb.
My end or your end, but. So, talk about the halftime stats before we get back to the third quarter, and we're going to quickly go over the scoring for Kentucky. Washington and Johnson both have 13 points. They are the two Kentucky players in double figures. Tennessee does not have a scorer in double figures. However, they do have Williams, Schofield, and Bone. And yes, there is a player on the Tennessee team named Jordan Bone.
That's my name.
Talk about the Bone Zone. He has 8 points tonight as well. He is a guard, and he's number 0 for Tennessee. Jordan Bone.
Man, that's my name. I'm Bone Crusher. All right, so I got to root for the Bone.
How cool is it? I mean, can you imagine, like, if your name is Bone? I mean, that's a crazy, awesome last name.
I'm sure he's won a lot of bar bets pulling out his driver's license on that name.
The Bone is in the house. And while we've got his stats up, he is averaging 13.2 points per game this year, 3.2 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. So Bone is getting plenty of playing time. You know that with those kind of stats.
Good, good. Well, we'll keep an eye on that kid.
Number 0.
You don't see a lot of people using that number, though.
No, you don't. So we'll definitely keep our eye on the Bone. And it is A-Bomb here. You know that I'll be coming down there next week. 1 week from now, I will already be down in Panama City Beach. I'm looking forward to going to the world's last local beach club, Schooners.
Schooners, overpriced, average quality, but it's right on the beach, and they always have good, pretty decent live music for a place like that. So when I go there, I don't really worry about ordering food.
Okay. Well, thanks for the heads up. Now, let's ask you this. Have you ever been to Sharky's Beachside?
No, I have not been to Sharky's. But, you know, if you do go to Schooners, you know, I'm sure they're good for a burger, but don't order like they're my expecting
seafood. Okay, I got you. And the only reason I ask about Sharky's is because that's right next to the hotel that I'm staying in. That's like their official, you know, dining area.
Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I hear they've been there a long time. Excuse me. Sharky's has been there a long time, so they're very established. They do what they do really well. So I think you'll enjoy it.
And guess what it happens to be, like, sort of catty corner to? Wait for it. Shuckums.
Awesome, good oysters at the Shuckums in Panama City Beach, Florida. You're going to like a plate of raw oysters for sure.
Have you been to Shuckums?
I can't remember if I've been there or not. Have we been to Shuckums?
Well, we know that
No.
John White from Buckle thinks they're the bomb diggity.
Well, let's head down to the chat box, as I think Johan has some questions. I don't know about what he's talking about Starbucks there. He wants to know who you're rooting for in this game, or are you just rooting for a good game?
I am rooting for a good game. I would like to see Tennessee pull it out just because, you know, they're number 1 in the land, and they're in a place they're not familiar with. Kentucky has been occupying that spot for years, and frankly, I'm tired of that. So I'll be just fine if the guys in their ugly orange uniforms win this ball game tonight.
Well, the uniforms come in handy because on the weekends, a lot of them have to go pick up trash on the highway.
Okay, then, right.
Yeah.
They don't have to change.
Now, let's see if we should be getting back to the game soon.
We are. The college halftime is considerably longer than the NBA halftime. NBA halftime, I think, is maybe 15 minutes tops. I think the college game goes over 20.
Well, there you go. All right. Well,
And Johan says his real name is Bobby. Okay, so never mind that whole pronunciation bit.
Is Johan like your Christian name or something? That's your baptismal name?
Bobby!
When Starbucks took over is when people started eating dinner at coffee tables.
Oh, okay, okay. Good call. Absolutely right.
I'm gonna have to think about that. You know, when Americans started taking their phone to the bathroom, I think that probably happened about the same time we moved to the coffee table. I can pinpoint the exact moment America lost its way when we started taking our phones to the toilet. I mean, when I'm calling somebody, I'm having a conversation, I don't want to hear them going to the bathroom.
Yeah, it happens all the time. And I work, you know, at a job where I talk to people on the phone a lot.
About to get back to action. The second half will be kicking off in just a few moments.
And thanks. And before I go, I want to say hi to Johan Fredson again. Real name Bobby. He's asking where we're streaming from. And that is Panama City Beach, Florida, where the Crusher is. I'm up in Duluth, Georgia, which is Metro Atlanta. And so thanks for hanging out. Make sure to like and subscribe. And A-Bomb's going to check out. Good night now.
First half. Did a really good job defensively.
We are picking up now as Kentucky is going to bring the ball in to kick off the second half, and they quickly get a 2 underneath in the paint. The hook shot is good. It's an 8-point game.
He extends so high with that 7'3" wingspan, you can't block it or bother it.
And it doesn't matter if it's been Williams on him or Schofield on him. He scored on both of them. Bone got caught in the air and turns it over.
Not Bone.
Higgins one-on-one, Euro step over Williams, no good. Travis with a hustle rebound. And Hero with a corner three. That was just Kentucky out hustling Tennessee on the offensive glass.
Wow.
Curves. Unit architect.
Fucking copyright infringements. Shit. Johan is an alias. That's a good alias, Johan. We thought you were from Switzerland. The Swiss bomber in the chat box. How far y'all got UK and Tennessee going into tourney? Sweet 16, brah. Maybe further. At least one of them are going to make it to the Final Four, I'm sure. I mean, they got a pretty good kid over at Duke, though, I tell you what. We're streaming tonight from Panama City Beach, Florida. A-Bomb was calling in from Duluth, Georgia. He is just outside the ATL. And he has his own reaction channel. So you can like and subscribe to us, to my channel, and to his as well. I didn't put the card in the, maybe I did, let's see. Yeah, if you look on the top right corner of the screen, there's a little like information button, looks like the letter I. I think if you click on that, you'll get a card that'll pop out, and you can also subscribe to A-Bomb's channel. He is the original clone. We're in a break. Kentucky is up as we just getting underway in the second half here. Thank everyone for joining us. Glad to have a good crowd in tonight for this game. We're in a commercial break here. And I am drinking a Rip It energy drink from the Dollar Tree. Every fucking thing in that store is $1. If you let me know if you do not have never been to a dollar store, let us know. All right, I think we're coming back to Rep Arena in Kentucky, where the #1 Tennessee Volunteers are trailing.
Student section here at Rep Arena. Man, this building, Jay, has been alive tonight, hasn't it?
Well, for good reason, because Kentucky has been the aggressor throughout this ball game. And that last play made by Reed Travis, I mean, from the Tennessee perspective, Rick Barnes was looking at Kyle Alexander saying, "Are you going to go after the ball?" I mean, the ball came right to you and you didn't get it.
and then it cost Tennessee a 3.
Allison Venata, our thanks to her for working so hard in the student section, showing us some great shots about how it looks and feels for Kentucky fans tonight. Ball's loose, and again it belongs to Kentucky. And numbers. Hero, Travis.
He got fouled. Yeah, there it is. That was just a simple little flex cut on the Tennessee end, and then a duck in by Grant Williams. Just a poor pass by Lamonte Turner in the turnover that led to the run out. I mean, right now, you know, Tennessee is not strong with the ball, and they're being knocked back on every possession in the second half.
Tennessee is down 12 right now. This matches the largest deficit the Volunteers have had. Now exceeds. This is now the largest deficit Tennessee has faced at any point in any game this year.
They were down 6 at halftime and had to feel pretty good about being down 6 with the way the first half went. They were hanging in there, and then it's been doubled up on them in just 3 possessions.
Yeah, 7-0 Kentucky in the first minute 21 of the second half.
Let's see if Tennessee runs that same screen for the screener action.
Baseline jumper, Schofield, way too strong. Washington fouled by Alexander. Wednesday night, we will have college basketball's greatest rivalry. It'll be North Carolina and Duke, a part of Rivalry Week presented by Wendy's. It's a Sonic blockbuster from Cameron Indoor Stadium, 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Both teams victorious today. Duke over NC State and North Carolina over Wake Forest.
Cameron Johnson had 27 points against State. And then Zion Williamson had 32 against, or that was Wake Forest, 32 against NC State, and R.J. Barrett had a triple-double.
Yep, I think 23, 12, and 11 is what we saw. Turner with a 3 that rattles out.
And no offense run by Tennessee leads to a run out.
Johnson, good defense by Schofield, but Johnson scores anyway.
This is getting away from Tennessee.
15-point lead for Kentucky. They have coming out on fire in the second half. 17:40 in the game.
Williams, the kick.
Tennessee for 3. No good.
How about that recovery by P.J. Washington to put pressure on that shot?
Wide open miss.
To bother Schofield when he seemed like he had a wide open look.
And Kentucky winning the battle of the boards as well at both ends. Backdoor cut. A challenge at the rim, and a foul is called on Tennessee. It'll be on Schofield.
Now, do you think that was a strong move on that cut? Who hit the deck? It wasn't P.J. Washington. I mean, watch this backdoor cut from the right corner. He goes up so strong, it's Grant Williams that hits the deck. That's a big-time play by P.J. Washington. The awareness to cut to the basket, and then the strength with which he has played all game long. How impressive has he been?
What a night he's having now.
Free throw is good.
16 points for Washington.
Over the last 8 games, no big guy in the country has been better than P.J. Washington.
Well, that Tennessee still has not been to the line tonight.
Kentucky has protected its paint so well in this game.
Bone tipped away by Higgins. And it's going to belong to Kentucky. That ball hit Bone before it landed out of bounds.
Man, things are not going Tennessee's way here.
Motion, all of the strength has been on Kentucky's side in this one. And they are
unfortunate.
Away with this one against the
17 minutes in the second half. 16-point lead. Kentucky had a 6-point lead to start the half.
At the basket yet. Everything has been contested.
Jumper, good. Wow, 18-point game.
18-point lead. A challenge by Travis at the rim.
Rebound, Kentucky. They want to run Tennessee out of the gym.
Higgins to Johnson
Wow.
for 2 more.
They better get a timeout. Holy 20-point lead for Kentucky.
This is the team that everybody thought was #1 coming into this season. We haven't seen much of this group, but this was a good time to show itself. This is what Kentucky can be the remainder of the season. Ashton Higgins in transition after the excellent defense on the other end.
Nice pass.
With the
Good
play
pass.
defensively. And Higgins getting right into the lane, dishing it off to Keldon Johnson. And the emotion of a team that has played with tremendous strength against the #1 team in the nation.
20-point lead, Kentucky, early in the second half. Tomorrow, it's our next UFC Fight Night with former heavyweight champ Cain Velasquez taking on Francis Ngannou at 9 o'clock Eastern Time in the main event on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. And you can watch the prelims on ESPN Plus starting at 5:30 Eastern with the rest of the prelims on ESPN and Deportes starting at 7. Start your free trial today by downloading the
Start your
ESPN
free
app or
trial.
visiting ESPN
Bullshit.
Plus.com. This is something. 14-0 Kentucky run.
Wow.
In the first 3.5 minutes of the second half. Tennessee, without question, one of the best offensive teams in the country, has yet to score here in the second half.
You know, I think Tennessee came ready to play. They were well prepared, but Kentucky came prepared for a UFC fight. I mean, they came prepared to battle it out in the octagon, and they have knocked Tennessee around from the opening tap.
It's not the octagon, dude. I don't like this announcer that much. A-Bomb with the subscribe.
And a foul on P.J. Washington.
Grant Williams has played hard all game long, and he's had some success, but he has spent more time
Tennessee
on his
frustrated
back in this game than the rest of the season combined.
He's holding that left wrist right now.
Yeah, he landed. He gets knocked to the floor, lands on his wrist. Ouch.
That left arm down just a bit.
Those parquet wood floors are hard. There's no give.
There. He's allowed to go straight up.
It's a little bit better than concrete.
I thought he did for the most part.
He's going to the line. Shooting free throws.
Free throw attempt of the night for Tennessee.
Good.
Those are tough calls there because you're thinking about, well, wait a minute, that was
16 minutes left in the half. 51 to 32. 19-point lead for Kentucky.
Those are tough ones.
Williams knocks them both down. Remember that incredible game he had against Vandy? Scored
Cut the lead to 18.
points, and it was a perfect 23 of 23 from the free throw line in that game.
Tennessee bringing full court pressure. They got to do something to change the rhythm of this game because Kentucky's
how about the zone defense,
the
guys?
on the defensive end.
I think Tennessee needs to switch to a zone
in this ball game.
And away from the play.
When you're out, man,
you
go to a zone.
Jordan Bone called for the foul. All Kentucky up 18 points. You're watching the SEC on ESPN.
Bone Crusher Wilson here. Welcome aboard. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks to A-Bomb for calling in at halftime, and I apologize about the scoreboard. We were going to get that fixed at half, but we were too busy talking about Chinese duck sauce and what the hell is going on with the plum sauce. All right, let's why don't we check some scores from around the league. How does that sound? Georgia lost by 4 to LSU. At the half, Arkansas is leading Mississippi State by 6. It is also in the SEC. It's a final. Auburn over Vanderbilt, 64 to 53. Staying in the SEC, South Carolina beat Texas A&M today. That's going to make South Carolina 13-12 on the season, 8-4 in the SEC. Playing pretty good ball. By the way, Auburn is now 17-8 overall and 6-6 in the SEC. And I already told you about LSU's win No other highly ranked opponents in the SEC. All right, let's go down to the chat box while we're in a commercial break. Let's see what people are saying in the chat box. All right, Johan, the Swedish chatter says, "Go UK. Thanks for doing this, guys. If Kentucky wins this game, what do you think they'll be ranked this week?" If Kentucky wins, wow. Yeah, I guess they'll creep up. I mean, they may have to. Yeah, Tennessee's going to slide. UK creep up. I don't know if they'll switch places, but they may. It certainly would seem appropriate they would be ranked higher than Tennessee, even though they got more losses. But you know, this would only be the second loss of the year for Tennessee. Got about 15 minutes left in the second half and an 18-point lead for Kentucky. Tennessee's #1 ranking on the line here at Rupp Arena in Lexington. All right, we are back in action here.
Yeah, she passed Skylar Diggins. She's got over 2,300 points already. And you know, Oregon just beat Oregon State in Eugene, and Sabrina Ionescu had 29 points
Kentucky's
and 9
bring it
assists in that game. And Oregon,
remember, tonight's action sponsored by TreasureHunt.ga. You can support this channel by shopping at TreasureHunt.ga.
Hero turns the corner. Can't finish. And
wild
the
shot.
foul, though, is called against Tennessee. It'll be on Schofield.
You know, Dan, Tennessee averages right at 20 assists per game. They're an excellent passing team. The Vols have 5 assists in this game. They've been essentially reduced by the Kentucky defense into having to go one-on-one and to take on 5 defenders with one action.
That's good.
They've been taken totally out of their offense. They're not shooting the 3 well tonight, 3 for 13. They're being out-rebounded by 9. And Kentucky is shooting 62% in the game. 21
2 for 2. 2 for Tuesday there. Back to a 20-point lead.
It has been all Kentucky. And basically every player that's come in for Kentucky has made a positive contribution.
Bone to Williams. Fade away over Travis. Tipped by Schofield.
Oh, we lost our scoreboard.
Well, he had to go up strong for that one.
Man.
But how about the difficulty of that shot for Grant Williams, having to shoot over the outstretched arm of P.J. Washington? He is so long.
Ashton Hagans continues to be.
Tennessee gets 2 there, cuts it back to 18 with 15 minutes to go.
With no turnovers in this game for the freshman.
Well, Tennessee is not able to get much pressure on this Kentucky team. They haven't had to turn their backs at all. They're just sort of picking them apart and basically getting whatever they want.
Alexander back in for Schofield. Here comes Pons as well. As Bone will sit down.
Pons scum in the game.
This should be a real confidence builder for Kentucky to let the players know that they've got this in them. I mean, they have not played this well that I've seen in any other game. They've had some good games, nothing like this.
A lot of contact down low, and it'll be Alexander whistled for the foul.
Wow. He was around in front. They got tied up.
That's against Tennessee.
How is that his foul? That's interesting.
And it's number 4. And that's going to force Rick Barnes to his bench again as Fulkerson will come in.
And Alexander had position in front. He was around in front, and he was dislodged from that position.
That's what you call home cooking.
Difficult plays to call with 2 big bodies banging.
A little home cooking for Kentucky there. They don't need any home cooking right now.
Well, the foul advantage usually goes to the aggressor, and you don't have to watch this game very long to figure out who the aggressor has been. It's been Kentucky. So people sometimes look at free throw disparity and foul disparity. You know, there's a disparity for a reason, and Tennessee has not put Kentucky in a position to foul as often as
20-point game again.
Tennessee. Remember the report Maria had early in the game?
55-35.
Settling for jump shots too often.
Well,
Tennessee has it. Nice pass.
Williams.
Could have drawn the foul.
What he did there, he paused for four.
You like that, didn't you?
I do.
Oh, he's down. He's not getting up.
Man, he
hit his head
well,
there.
That's not mine. That's Kevin Eastman's.
He had his man up in the air.
Yeah, he's spent more
instead
time
of
on
shooting
his
and getting the foul
than I have seen. Good.
He dribbles
shot fake to get
and gets
PJ
fouled
Washington
again.
off the floor.
Or he gets this time takes the foul, throws the ball up in the air,
pick and roll,
hits the ground.
Pocket pass from Lamonte Turner. But he is drawing quite a crowd, and it is an angry crowd and a physical one. That was not a subway push.
Going to the line.
You coached
Shooting
this young man
no good.
In AAU a few years ago. There you are, back row, left head coach. Your son
Tennessee just seems way out of sync right now.
Quarterback played on that team, and Grant Williams.
Yeah, it's a great group of guys. John Serby, former assistant to Jeff Lebo at Auburn. It was a lot of fun, and this Grant Williams was a terrific player in high school. Wasn't as heavily recruited as he should have been, simply because his body wasn't there. He's a smaller post guy that didn't have the body he has now, as Maria Taylor told us about.
Tell me about his body.
But he's got unbelievable hands.
19-point game.
You're not going to find a better young man.
Kentucky bringing it in.
Actually, Jay, it was assistant coach Desmond Oliver who spotted Grant Williams when he was in 8th grade playing at Providence Day in Charlotte. And he said when he got the job at Tennessee, he wanted to recruit him there and immediately brought him on.
And another foul down in the post. Reed Travis is being so aggressive, trying to establish position. And this time it was Schofield who gets called for the foul, his third.
Now watch, he goes right into the chest of Schofield and really backs him in. And I don't know what Schofield grabbed his arm. That's
more home cooking
there. I don't know what he can do. I mean, he just got knocked backwards. But again, the aggressor is getting the call, and the aggressor has been Kentucky.
Free throw was good. Back to a 20-point game.
Travis goes right into the chest of Schofield and just knocks him off. But just he had that arm on him, and that's what drew the call. I mean, if that's not, we've been talking about, you hear all these officials and supervisors talking about post play, and we've got to clean up the post. And you know, if you've got that position, you're
Tennessee gets the rebound.
It's awfully difficult.
No good on the free throw. 20-point game. 14-20
for the Wildcats.
Tennessee trying to pass it down low, almost turns it over. Has to kick it back out. There's a screen, drives the lane, blocked. Drive, Cohen coast to coast, blocked. Follow up jam. Montgomery flushes it on the rebound. Cleaning up the glass. It is now a 22-point lead for Kentucky.
As soon as that shot was blocked, it was a run out. And watch how hard Kentucky runs. And then compare that. Now, one ball was down, but compare it to, look, nothing but white shirts. And look at all the Tennessee guys kind of jogging down. I mean, right now, Tennessee
is getting run out of the gym.
Kentucky out hustling and
Johan
efforting a team
in the suburbs of Detroit on a cold, chilly night in Michigan.
But you're right, Kentucky came out from the opening moment. PJ Washington.
I'm wearing shorts and flip-flops here in Panama City Beach.
Couple of minutes, and there's been no let-up.
Now, I'm not sure that I'm a big believer.
Michigan just legalized the marijuana.
But the foul disparity is being.
Johan would not know anything about that.
Missed three by Bowden.
Tennessee cannot score. 22-point lead for Kentucky, and they've got the rock.
Just stunning how one-sided this has been.
At least in the second half.
Travis, a size advantage on Pons.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Tennessee's had
unbelievable.
To go small because of foul trouble, and Kentucky is owning the block.
Got to go into Williams.
It's a 24-point game.
Now you wonder why that's
13-11 left.
What's a hook and hold and what's not. That's another interesting part of this. You got a switch on the screen. And like, what do you call that? Like, did they just get tangled up, or when are we calling the hook and hold and when not? I don't know. I mean, I'm glad they're not calling it, but you kind of wonder, like, what are we doing
Tennessee
here?
going to inbound. Double teamed. Throws it up. Gets his own rebound and gets it in.
Chip in. Another athletic play on the offensive glass by Admiral Schofield.
13 minutes
with the left hand
in the game.
But look how hard it is. Everything's contested. How hard it is for Tennessee just to get a score. I mean, Kentucky able to run their offense, make their cuts. They're running their offense without breaking a sweat. And they've made it incredibly difficult for Tennessee to get anything.
And Travis scores on the block.
And that could have been an and one. They're just bigger, stronger, and more resolute to
24-point lead for Kentucky, 62-38. 3-point attempt, Tennessee no good.
Rebound Travis.
Tonight's live play-by-play reaction brought to you by TreasureHunt.ga.
It was only a 6-point game at halftime. It's 25-7 for Kentucky in the second half.
Kentucky hasn't punched anybody like this all year long. This is the best they've played, and it's not close. This is Final Four type stuff.
Baker with a block.
Denied.
And who's come into the game in a white jersey tonight has been a contributor.
Wow. Upset is in the air. It's hard to call it an upset when you're playing Kentucky at home. But the #1 team in the country is losing badly.
You don't want to overstate things, but you know, if Kentucky plays like
this. By the way, Duke's Zion Williams had 32 points today.
Go Big Blue, the chant here, and it's going to get a little bit louder. No, we had a travel called on Travis.
Oh, man, another week of dealing with insufferable Kentucky fans. They're playing like madmen tonight.
Emotion and intensity here but erupt.
They are going to a break. Tennessee on the verge of getting run out of the gym. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson. Like and subscribe to this live play-by-play reaction channel right now. Let's go to the chat box. This is the most interactive live stream radio broadcast. Now we got some weather check-ins. A-Bomb says it's 47 in Duluth. I don't know what the temperature is here. It's probably what, about 60? Probably about 60. I'm in flip-flops and shorts, Panama City Beach. Yeah, Johan, the weed is also legal in Canada, right over the border. So I guess you can, now that it's legal in Michigan, can you just drive back and forth across the border with your sack? How does that work? Johan says, all we have to do is go to the weed shop. It's like liquor stores here, LOL. I feel bad for y'all in the South. I know, this is the least progressive area in the country with that. This is prohibition like alcohol, and what I think we'll see, and by the way, here in Florida, medical marijuana is legal. I don't know anyone that has a license for it yet. You can only go, there's only a handful of doctors that'll do it, and you can't get smokable medical marijuana. It's only like edibles, I guess, right now. Yeah, but once, I think it's gonna be like prohibition, where when it falls on the federal level, then the South will finally get dragged into the modern age. Yeah, it's like going to the liquor store here. We're all allowed up to 10 ounces, and we can buy all the edibles, vape carts, and green we want. I love my home state. Man, you know, if I could find a job up north, a place like that would let me be a snowbird, because I know my limitations. I couldn't handle the weather up there. All right, we are in a break with Tennessee and Kentucky. Tennessee getting run out of the gym. Let's see if they can maybe make a push and make it a close game. I mean, they are the #1 team in the country. But when you're playing at Kentucky, man, it is tough. We're about to come back, and we'll catch up with some more action in the chat box at the next break. So I appreciate all the comments, Ilhan. Y'all let us know where you're at tonight. All right. Let's go back to Kentucky, Rep Arena with ESPN.
Tennessee has 5 assists on 16 field goals. That's remarkable. The
24-point game, 11:25 to go. In the second half, Tennessee throwing in
points per game. They've got 38.
And not only are there about 23,000 people who are fans of Kentucky enjoying this, but some former Wildcats are here as well. This is NBA All-Star Weekend. Maria Taylor is with one of those former
Tennessee
Cats.
passing
it is
around.
All-Star Weekend, so there's a little bit of a break.
Oh,
so
great.
Knox decided to come and watch his Wildcats.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I guess it's a blowout. They're going to start interviewing people on the benches. You know. All right. Well, let's listen into the shitty interview.
I mean, both is crazy. I mean, Rupp is like this almost every single game. Madison Square Garden is the same. I mean, the fans show so much support. Win or lose, they're going to be there for you. So that's probably why they've got some of the best fans in the world.
And a big reason why players come to Kentucky is to become a pro. So tell me how Coach Cal, being a Wildcat, helped prepare you to be a first-rounder and play for the Knicks.
Yeah, they're just trying to get you
Kevin Knox of the Knicks.
That's something that Cal preaches pretty much the whole year. He wants you to play under great conditions. He wants to yell at you, scream at you, so you can be ready for the next level.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the
That's how
reasons
you
why.
prepare people
You
to
looked
do
pretty
well
ready
in the
when you
workplace.
slammed it on Ben Simmons. I think that was 2 games ago. I just need you to take me back to that moment and what you remember.
Yeah, I mean, I had to finish that dunk. I mean, shout out to DeAndre for the great pass. It was a great backdoor cut, and I just went up and finished it.
Backdoor.
You guys did have a standing ovation here, and I know that you're a little bit of an NCAA junkie. So talk to me about whether or not this Kentucky team is a Final Four team.
I think they are. I mean, I think when we play our best basketball, I mean, I think we could beat pretty much anybody in the country. Just in the tournament, you got to be able to play at a consistent rate. It's win or go home, so you got to play every game like it's your last.
And a guy that's been playing well the last 8 games is PJ Washington. You played with him. What have you enjoyed?
Well, this is the longest interview during actual play I've ever heard.
Being the man of the team, so I mean, you just got to keep playing like this.
Well, Tennessee's at the line.
Right,
Shooting 2, make the first one, cut it to 20.
Maria, thank you. You saw some of the former Wildcats who are here.
Maria, thank you for eating up all that time.
Wenyan Gabriel and others are here. Again, this is All-Star Weekend, so all the guys playing in pro have a little bit of time off.
Next shot is good. It is a 19-point game.
How about the difference in halves? In the first
Right,
half,
Tennessee, come on.
You didn't have a team in the 1-and-1 until the
Play
last
strong.
minute of the first half.
That's
Now
some
you're
good
in the 1-and-1
defense.
halfway through the second half. Both teams. Different.
They're
whistle
trying
in the
some
second
man-on-man
half, but these
defense.
teams
I
get
think they
first.
got to switch to a zone.
Last 5
Kentucky
points
changing the
belong to
play
Tennessee.
here.
They're still down
Calling
by
an
a
audible, if you will.
19-point margin.
Trying to pass it down low. It's
Stick
deflected
that
out of
with 8
bounds.
on the shot clock.
Little 2-3 zone now for Tennessee. Just try to give a little bit of a different look to Kentucky. They haven't been able to keep
Good.
the
Thank you.
Wildcats out of the lane, off the glass.
Finally.
Nothing.
Terrific pass. Tough shot for a hero.
No good.
Schofield
Rebound
for
Tennessee.
the balls.
With 10 minutes in the game. For
Open is
3.
Williams.
No good.
Fouled on
But
a
he
three-point
gets the
attempt
foul.
by Nick Richards.
Woo.
And another hard.
They're getting up
collision
slowly.
with the court for Grant Williams, who's been knocked on his rear end all night long.
When you're shooting a 3, you shouldn't be getting knocked down.
Out to the three-point shooter.
Oh,
and it was long after it was released. But he's still going to get 3 free throws.
Kentucky plays aggressive, very aggressive, borderline call a penalty aggressive.
Not a good foul.
They know how to go to the edge without going over.
A cut man, like a corner man to take care of. I can't recall a game in which a big-time player has been knocked around like he's been knocked around.
And we are told the officials are looking at the monitor to see if it was a 2 or a 3, and clearly you can see it's a 3. So 3 free throws coming here for Williams. 4th foul as well on Nick Richards.
It's funny though, he wasn't fouled until he came down inside the line.
Right.
We'll be talking more with Johan in the chat box about the legal marijuana up in Michigan.
That's just a really odd play. I'm not sure I've seen a three-point shooter fouled so long after he landed.
Shooting 3 here for Tennessee. So they're going to have a chance here to make a run and get back in this game. That one's good too.
Well, wait a minute. How long do you get before
it
you're
is
no longer
62 to 45.
I'm not questioning the call. It's just you don't see that
Kentucky
very often
with the lead still.
Again, they've got a long way to go, but they're starting to make some inroads here. Williams makes this an 8-0 run for Tennessee.
And he makes another one. 62-46 with 10 minutes.
Without fouling.
Kentucky for three, all alone, wide open, no good.
To the miss, tip back out by Travis, but he knocks it right out of bounds.
You know, Tennessee fortunate Kentucky did not get that rebound.
You want to not only get a good shot, but put Kentucky in a position to foul you.
You've got to deny the offensive glass to Kentucky.
Trying to help Kentucky at the defensive end.
All right, Tennessee says we're not done. We still got something in the basement here. Tennessee down in the paint, kicks it out for three. Good. There it is.
Good ball movement. That is more like the Tennessee
62-49.
We've seen.
It is a 13-point game. Tennessee trying to get back in this with 9:33. Don't get in your car, folks. Stay in the stadium. Don't leave now.
But it's all because
this game is not over.
Watch how he looks middle to see if there's a double coming. And as soon as he attacks, you got Kyle Alexander down low in the read spot. Keldon Johnson has to go get him. Then he's slow getting out to Admiral Schofield because of the great pass from Jordan Bone. And all of a sudden, there's some life from Tennessee.
Yeah, bud. Remember, it's brought to you by TreasureHunt.ga. It's our sponsor.
Blacksburg to take on Virginia Tech.
Well, that'll be a good one.
Part of the rivalry week, big Monday matchup, 7 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN and the ESPN app. Virginia with a 6-point win over Notre Dame. Big games today for Hunter and Guy. Duke a game up on Virginia and Carolina. And of course, Virginia Tech Monday. Duke and Carolina meet in Durham on Wednesday.
And Duke with obviously 11-1 with the lead in the ACC.
Kentucky bringing it up. Some tight defense here. Pressure defense from Tennessee.
One could be Wednesday night against North Carolina.
They're going to drop back there. Staying in the zone. I like it. I like the zone here. When you're outgunned, you got to go to the zone.
Just pass the ball around the perimeter. They've got
me and A-Bomb ran a lot of zone defense in college.
Or the dribble.
Interesting. Higgins was at the foul line. Now he steps out. Johnson throws up a runner, but
misses the free throw. Well, I mean, this is the. It wasn't even a layup. And that was a kind of ugly shot. Tennessee with the rebound. They drive the lane. No good. Fighting for the rebound.
Wrestling match between Alexander and Travis. And the
Tennessee says I can play just as aggressively as you can, Kentucky.
Alexander out of bounds. I think there's a little bit of a bulk difference in those two. Watch this. They both have the ball. And he just let him know.
Wow.
Travis
fighting hard for the ball.
Shorter and 25 pounds heavier than Kyle Alexander.
Tennessee's going to be bringing it in.
Higgins just
fresh shot clock. Long three.
Again from distance.
Almost.
Foul on a 3-point attempt.
Holy cow.
That was not a smart play.
Yeah, right now, another 3-point attempt, no good, but a foul. That's going to send Tennessee back the line, down by 13 here.
Kentucky making mental errors right here. You're not trying to block that shot. You're trying to pressure the shot. There's a difference. Trying to block it led to the foul.
You don't foul 3-point attempts. It's not done. You don't do it.
Well, there's a lot
First shot is no good.
Regulation of this game. If
he's shooting 3.
Tennessee can get this down under 10, put a little game pressure on Kentucky.
8:49, 62-49. Makes the second one. 12-point game.
For Tennessee, quickly in for Johnson for Kentucky.
Does anybody think Tennessee can possibly come back?
Move to the zone has been helpful in this game to make Kentucky stand around a little bit. They are not attacking like they were earlier in the game.
Schofield a breather after he makes 2 of 3. Ponce back in. It's now a 13-0 run for the Vols.
And an 11-point game.
Has got to be active.
8:46. Kentucky brings it in. Pressure defense.
Hero has to move.
Dropping into his zone defense.
Open spot.
Hero 2 for 7, 7 points on the night.
Kentucky looking for an opening to drive the lane. They get it down low to Washington.
It in and scores.
They got it down low.
To get open and then to get
They
the ball
found an opening in the zone.
Active in the middle of that zone.
Don't give up on the zone.
They stretched it out a little bit with their movement and caused the zone to move.
Tough pass.
Turnover. Kentucky's got it. 2-on-1. Driving the lane. They were looking for an alley-oop, but no dice.
Is that it for him?
If it is Alexander,
that might be number 5.
And he knows that he's walking off, done for the night.
I fouled out of a few myself. All right, this is a 13-point lead for Kentucky. 8:05 left in the game.
Well, one of the few times you've seen Grant Williams throw the ball away by just trying to thread a needle through traffic. There was really nothing there when he was in the corner. Yves Pons made a cut to the basket, but
welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight for our game of the week. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson, and we got A-Bomb in the chat box. Make sure you give us a shout out in the chat box. And during the next break, we'll go to the chat box and see what people are saying. So get your comments in now. And if you say some shit, you start talking crap, A-Bomb will crack your skull in there.
Right arm, he tucks that elbow in.
Best moderator in the biz.
Kentucky, one of the youngest teams in the country. Tennessee, one of the oldest teams in the country. The young team has played with great poise, togetherness.
Now it's a 15-point lead for Kentucky, 66-51.
Kentucky had. They've gotten the last 4 points and have that lead back up to 15.
Tennessee
not calling a timeout. They're going to keep going here.
How about Bowden and Turner, Jay, are a combined 1 for 12, 2 points.
Well, they've been well guarded.
Tight man-to-man from Kentucky. Tennessee passing around the top of the key, driving the lane, blocked. Turnover. Kentucky has it. Just when Tennessee was starting to heat up. Well, they get the turnover now.
Schofield driving into trouble.
7.5 minutes left.
I'll raise you. When you don't make the defense move and then you drive it, you are just asking for it.
Bowden. And it goes.
Maybe that'll get him going a little bit.
2 for Tennessee. 13-point game with 7 minutes.
It's not going to happen.
His first points of the night, still a 13-point deficit.
They were down by 24. That just might be too much to overcome.
Hero still going.
Shooting in the paint. He misses it. Gets his own rebound. Misses it. Gets his rebound again. And fouled. Going to the line. 3-point play coming up.
Tennessee had every opportunity to grab a defensive rebound.
Yeah.
But Tyler Hero, the 3-point shooter, a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Son, wow. All right, we are going to a break here. Tonight's live play-by-play coverage sponsored by treasurehunt.ga. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you look in the top right of your screen, there's a little button. Looks like a letter I, like info button. You can also subscribe there to our buddy A-Bomb, who's got his own reaction show. And he's working the chat box. Let's head over there and see what people are talking about. We're going to kind of start from the bottom up because I think we have a lot of catching up to do in the chat box. Johan asking how far you got UT going in the tourney, as well as UK. I mean, I think they're both going to be Sweet 16. One of them's going to be Final Four at least. Right? Yeah, A-Bomb says 10. We got 11 now. Welcome aboard, everybody. Everybody? Scoreboard is incorrect. Yeah, man. I'm firing SECSports.com. I'm not using their scoreboard anymore after tonight's game. That's been the most unreliable scoreboard we've used all season. Justin Smith is in the house, says cats, 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 cats. It has been all cats. Tennessee did go on a bit of a run here to trying to get back in it, but it's really been all Kentucky They are not intimidated that the #1 team in the country is in their house. As far as Kentucky is concerned, they're #1 every year, and they're #1 in the house. Oh yeah, we were talking to Johan about the legal marijuana up in Canada. He's in Michigan. And he says in Canada you can only get it by mail. So Michigan actually has more lax weed laws in Canada. So in Canada you have to get it in the mail. You can't go to a store. That's wild. Huh. I mean, you know, that could be a tourist thing. They could, you know, no one wants to go to Canada. It's so cold there, but that would be a reason to go. But if you got to go, then you can order it. I don't. How does that work? I'll have to check that, Johan. Yeah, UT can still win. Maybe you're right. They showed they can play with them at times. We are in a break right now, in a commercial break. We'll be back to Rep Arena in just a moment. Let's go back to the chat box. Make sure you like and subscribe. All right, back to the chat box here. It's a government website. Wow. So in Canada, you order weed from a government website. I mean, that's like a government monopoly on marijuana. I mean, so does the government, they grow it and they sell it and you can only get it online, something like that? Well, I mean, I guess I really wouldn't care, but you'd think you would put that into a private enterprise. So I guess they've got that cornered. A-Bomb says mushrooms are up for vote in Oregon. Holy cow. That's amazing. I'll have to look into that story. Mushrooms up for vote in Oregon. Huh. Well, I guess we're moving to Oregon. They got the legal weed and the shrooms. Florida will be the first state in the South to legalize marijuana. You might be right, because all the old people, they need their medical marijuana. We've got the legal edible medical. My brother, Dr. Beaver, was calling me today asking about that, if he could get a license for that, because he's got some job thing coming up. All right, let's get back to Rep Arena here, where Kentucky has a 15-point lead.
Hero is the perimeter threat. Daniel Quickly is a good
6
shooter.
minutes left in the game. 68-53.
One,
For three,
right
no good. Kentucky with another offensive rebound. It's stripped and stolen.
Nice feed from Travis.
Tennessee pushes up floor. Tennessee for three. Almost. Rebound, Kentucky. Kentucky gets most of the offensive rebounds. Tennessee does not get any offensive rebounds.
They are just 5 of
under 6 minutes to go
from three-point range. On the season, 37%. Tonight, 28%. Turnaround, a little bit short for Washington, or for Travis, rather. Nice cut, nice feed, but Bowden can't finish. He is fouled, though, by Quickly.
Little stagger screen on the weak side, and they just cut it short. Bowden curling right around the first of the two screeners, and just got past Quickly, and not enough pressure on the ball to discourage that pass from Admiral Schofield.
Time is starting to slip away for Tennessee. They're at the line. That's good.
Tonight after Gonzaga San Diego with John
it is a 14-point lead for Kentucky.
As you will break down
68-54.
This game between Tennessee and Kentucky. Must-see endings across the country. Crazy stuff, including another thrilling win for Iowa and the best of NBA All-Stars Saturday.
You know what it means when you're first up on the
second shot from the free throw line, no good. Rebound, Kentucky.
Big deal.
It means ratings bonanza.
Oh, is Bonanza coming back on TV? I love that show.
Tennessee still in the 2-3 zone.
Kentucky loses it.
Well, John
sloppy
very
pass.
Unhappy with the sloppy play against the zone. Right now, against the zone, Kentucky.
There's an ad for Hunter's Pizza on the scoreboard at the stadium. You're eating that out of a gas station. What do you think of that gas station pizza? All right, Tennessee's got it down by 14 with 5 minutes in the game. They need to make another run.
The third game
they need to make a statement.
Opponent this season for Tennessee. Kind of hard to believe. They beat Gonzaga.
There's a foul.
Were number one.
That should be on the Cats. It is on the Cats.
When the Jayhawks were number 2, both of those before the new year back in non-conference play. Now you look at the rest of the
teams are in the bonus.
For Tennessee, they've still got to go to LSU.
And I totally forget what that even means.
They've still got to go to Auburn, and they're also going to host Kentucky at their place.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for any of the top teams with the way these
first free throw is good for Tennessee. 13-point game.
That is not an
4:53 to go.
LSU has really played well.
Tennessee's got Vanderbilt on Tuesday. We'll be playing number 19 LSU on the 23rd. Then Ole Miss in a rematch versus Kentucky March 2nd. Circle March 2nd. All right, it's a 12-point game now. Kentucky against the pressure defense. Looking for a lane to drive. They get the offensive rebound and sticks it back in.
P.J. Washington has been in attack mode. Caught it, drove it, and he was first after that
offensive rebounds. That's what's going to cost Tennessee the game.
Grabbing it with that left hand and then finishing the play. Now that's how you penetrate the gaps of the zone. He just blew by the top 2 defenders in that 2-3 zone and was quickest off the floor for that second opportunity. What a game P.J. Washington has had, and what a last 8 games.
70 to 56 at the line.
The second ball to foul out tonight for Washington.
It's good.
The 7th time in the last 8 games, to Jay's point, that he has had 20 or more points.
71 to 56, 4:36 to go. Kentucky
for one last push. You just
owning
don't know
it.
if they've got enough energy to make that push.
And would have to do it without Schofield.
Right. Trying the pick and roll, no good. It's turned over. At least they were trying something different, but results in a turnover. Kentucky has it across midcourt, up by 15 with 4 minutes to go.
I bet you there are a lot of fans in this building who have leaned over to the person
turnover.
And said,
he's going to go coast to coast for the jam. Make it a layup, a dainty layup for 2.
Better and better and better over the last couple of months.
Sometimes you need to jam it to get some momentum, get some motivation. Almost a turnover. We got a whistle. What happened there? Nice defense, Tennessee.
What a performance by the Wildcats tonight. Up 13 on the number 1 team of the nation. Less than 4 minutes to go.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by H&R Block
and treasurehunt.ga. Head over to treasurehunt.ga, click on Sports Fan at the top of the page, and there'll be some items for sale for some great sports swag, like some luggage tags. If you're a 49ers or a Cowboy fan, you can get a luggage tag, so when you go through the airport, 2 things will happen. People know it's not their luggage, and they'll know you're a prick. So, all right, heading back to the chat box. We're in a break here as Kentucky is trying to seal the deal here against the number 1 team in the country. More marijuana talk in the chat box with Johan and A-Bomb. Have you ever had, first of the pizza? Yeah, we were talking about gas station food, and A-Bomb says, have you ever had Hunt's Brother Pizza? I'm sure I've had that a few times at the gas stations. It's not that bad. You know, I've had worse gas station pizza. I think there was a place in Milledgeville, Georgia, where Georgia College is, that had some pretty good pizza at a gas station. Johan says, yes, sir. Comerica is 10 minutes drive away. Just up 75. What is Comerica? Canadian America? So up to 2 people can grow and have plants at home. So anywhere up to 12 plants at home in Michigan. And if you live with a friend and they want to grow, they can have 12 plants as well. So I guess you're saying 12 plants per person. I mean, that I don't need 12 plants. That's a great amount of plants. I mean, once you get that going, that's more than you can smoke. You'd have to really try. I mean, I can do a fourth. I can do like a quarter bag a month You know, when I was in college, I was a chimney. I could smoke an ounce. Probably, I mean, probably in a month. I don't know. Yeah. Back then, Comerica is a bank, and it's called Comerica Park because they sponsor us. Oh, well, there you go. I wouldn't mind seeing the Detroit Tigers play. I know Magnum PI always wore a Detroit Tigers hat, so I loved Magnum PI growing up, so I kind of like the Detroit Tigers because of that. All right, we are in a break. Rep Arena. Kentucky on the verge of sealing the deal and running Tennessee out of the gym, but Tennessee trying to hang in there best they can. It's when you're down by 24 points, I mean, what are you going to do? All right, we are heading back now to Rep Arena.
Another deflection and another turnover.
Little rescreen action for Jordan Bowden, then he drove it.
3.5 minutes in the game, and it's a 15-point lead for Kentucky.
To the ball. Just so active.
Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, folks.
With passes.
Tennessee's short jumper is good.
Oh, that's a great zone attack.
And
getting the ball inside, back
Tennessee
out,
needs to make something happen right now.
Attacking off the reversal.
And they know it. They know they need to come up big right here. In the paint. Spin move. It's good.
Banks it home for Tennessee. Timeout Rick Barnes.
Fulkerson just getting back to that right shoulder. He's a lefty. And spun back to get to that left hand off the glass.
3 minutes, down by 15. Can they do it?
The game began with P.J. Washington taking over for Kentucky, and he has continued to have a great night. 9 for 11, 23 points.
Well, P.J. Washington is talented. He's long, and he's very skilled. And a good passer that early on in the season was very up and down. He might have 29 points and 12 rebounds in one game against Seton Hall, but then other games he'd score 6. And wouldn't be calling for the ball, wouldn't be active. But
I guess they have a short timeout here on the court. They're not going to commercial, so it's probably like a 30-second. Well, Tennessee's got any plays in the playbook that they can use here. Now is the time. P.J. Washington, 9 out of 11 tonight.
Has succumbed to the madness. He has lost his marbles, Mr. Phillips.
And that is Bill Walton's home in San Diego.
We got Bill Walton playing these giant drums, wearing a feathered hat. He's probably on some shrooms. Bill Walton's going to move to Oregon if they pass that shroom law up there.
How good is Brandon?
Back to play here.
Terrific. Wooden Award.
Pressure defense from Tennessee. They back off once Kentucky crosses half court.
The best teams in the country.
Back to man for Tennessee.
Crowd wants him to put the nail in the coffin.
Wouldn't go down for
no good. Rebound Tennessee.
To go. Tennessee ball.
Down by 15.
Got a piece
2.5 minutes
before it went up, but still, P.J. Washington's strong enough to get the shot off.
Boy, Fulkerson was begging for the ball, didn't get it. Now he has to come out to get it. Looking in for
somebody throw a screen. Long three. No good.
The three.
Almost got the offensive glass, but
and Washington another rebound.
Kentucky has it, and 2 minutes to go, down by 15.
Didn't get it across in 10 seconds.
Kentucky did not get the ball across half court fast enough. Wow. So Tennessee is going to get it.
Kentucky players took them a little while to realize what had gone on there, but it is a 10-second violation, so it'll go back over to the Volunteers.
Well, the clock starts as soon as Kentucky gets possession.
Right.
And it took them a while to sort of, for P.J. Washington to get rid of the ball. Just didn't realize.
Man-to-man defense from Kentucky.
Boy,
there's a screen for three is good.
Touch tonight, a nice kick Out to Bone, who
12-point game, the Bone Zone. Number 0.
Not 12-point lead, Kentucky ball, and Johnson to inbound for the Cats.
Tennessee needs a turnover.
Tennessee stepping up the pressure, but time is their enemy right now.
Time and those 5 guys in white shirts.
Kentucky quickly gets it over midcourt now. Kentucky is just going to try to milk it.
He's been in command of the team.
Yeah, got to foul him.
Remember, John Calipari said a couple of days ago that he has, quote, hit the freshman wall, that he hasn't been very good the last 3 games. He'll have much higher praise, I would think, for his freshman after this one.
Well, he knocked the wall down in this game because he's played strong all game long. It's not like he's playing against a slouch. Jordan Bone is the best point guard in this league.
If Kentucky wins tonight, it sure looks like they're going to. It'll be the 2nd win for Kentucky against a #1 under John Calipari. The first game of the tournament against Ohio State back in 2011, and they would avoid consecutive home losses. They haven't had that in 10 years, going back to the year before Calipari was the coach. No basket.
Kentucky almost got the putback on the missed free throw.
That kind of cleared some space for Hagan.
So they get 1 out of 2.
The crowd started chanting overrated, and John Calipari tried to put a stop to that. I never know why crowds want to do that. They want to take away from their own win by saying it wasn't that great.
Right.
Where was the foul there? Yeah, Cal didn't like the overrated chant.
The coach is actually telling the fans not to chant overrated.
Great. Why would you want to call them overrated? Like, well, what we're doing isn't that great. I don't get that foul call. That was not a foul. But it was away from the play. That didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, and Montgomery agreed with you. You could tell from his facial expression. Fulkerson will go to the line for Tennessee.
I mean, the first half was like a football game. We had no whistles. And the second half's been like more like a dance, and we've had whistles like crazy.
Tennessee missing the free throw, boy.
Schofield fouled out a while ago. Alexander fouled out even earlier.
Johan wants to know if we're going to be doing play-by-play for the March 2nd rematch of this game. We might have to do that one. Let's look at the calendar here. What is coming up on March 2nd? That's going to be 2 weeks from today. Yeah, that might be our game of the week again.
Kentucky, it's about making hard cuts, passing and catching, and being strong with the ball.
I can't guarantee it, Johan, but there's a very good chance we'll do that.
Williams fouls Travis. Tennessee came into the game averaging better than 85 points per game, 7th in the country, and shooting 52%, 2nd in the country, and they're a long way off from those numbers tonight.
Yeah, you didn't expect that Tennessee was going to come into this building and get into the 80s.
Johan giving some great tourist advice if you ever want to go catch a sports game in Detroit.
In which this game has been.
He'll tell you what hotel to stay at, what restaurants to dine in.
It's been a physical fist fight.
Johan, what is of those 4 stadiums that you mentioned, Johan, which is the worst one to take a dump?
They just manhandled the balls in the first half, and still it was a 6-point game at half.
I don't think our sponsor treasurehunt.ga would like these questions I'm asking.
I mean, they just ran away.
14-0 run in about the first 3.5 minutes of the second half blew it open, and the closest Tennessee got after that was 11.
It is a 13-point lead for Kentucky.
Hagan's a good job to stay in front of Bone, but Bone, it's a tough turnaround. He's got to make some free throws here and there, and this one will be over.
Wow. #1 team in the country about to fall to #5 Kentucky. That'll be the first SEC loss of the year for Tennessee.
It's not often you beat #1, but Kentucky, which has been getting better and better, they're ranked 5th already. They're projected to be a 2 seed.
Let's go down to the chat box as this game's starting to wrap up.
You mentioned the backloaded nature of the schedule for some of these power conferences. Got a chance to move up a little
Stadium
bit.
talk down in the chat box. What's your favorite stadium to go see a game in?
That's
a good question.
He's drinking some Gatorade. You see him right right there. He was getting.
I have to think about that with my. I mean, I certainly enjoyed watching the Falcons at the Georgia Dome in 1998. Saw a lot of games there. Atmosphere was great. Now, I don't know if the Georgia Dome at its time was the nicest stadium. Probably not. I've been to the Superdome, and I thought the Superdome and the Georgia Dome were really similar.
12 rebounds for Tyler Hero as a guard. He sticks his nose in there and goes after the ball. He averages over 4 rebounds a game.
First double-double.
We've got in a little. Was an 11-point game. Now it's a 13-point game with 117-79 Kentucky, 66 Tennessee. Tennessee quickly up court, fires a 3, no good. Rebound Kentucky. And another foul. Well, Tennessee was able to come from 24 behind and almost get back into it. I'll try to give them some credit for that, but they're gonna have to go home and lick their wounds.
Interesting week for the Wildcats. The controversial loss at home here Tuesday night to LSU.
They need to go back to Knoxville, go over to the soccer taco, crush some tacos, get some brews down there in Knoxville. That's what I would do.
And look at what it all means at the top of the standings. If Kentucky wins, they'll go to 10-2. Tennessee would drop to 11-1. Jay, you'd have 3 teams.
So it's going to be Tennessee and LSU are both going to be tied in the conference after this game, and Kentucky will be third in the conference. Tennessee with a 3. It's going to make it an 11-point game with 59 seconds, 80-69. And all our live play-by-play is brought to you by TreasureHunt.ga. You can even make it. You can also make it a donation. We've got a link in the description to my PayPal. You can. What the fuck? It's just $1. We're right now our financial goal. We are $16 shy of reaching our goal for enough money to buy a new microphone. Right now I'm using the microphone that's on the webcam, and that is subpar.
The first 4 out. You want to talk about a team that helped themselves today. The Gators with an 18-point road win at Alabama today. Big win for them.
Right, let's listen in a little bit more to ESPN as we bring the final minutes of our game of the week.
Travis was excellent in the second half.
$12-point game. Tennessee quickly up. They fire a 3. No good. Bounces and hits some guy in the face.
Loose ball. Bone fouls him. And Hero will head back to the free throw line.
Oh.
Surprise, surprise. More bodies on the deck.
They really needed that 3-pointer.
There have been more bodies on the ground in this game than in the Super Bowl.
More bodies in the ground. And
granted, this is late in the game.
I'm not going to make a bad joke about
most of the night.
About the Marines
in the game right now for Kentucky
in World War II.
5 freshmen. And they've all grown up a little bit.
More
here
bodies on the floor than
played
Hiroshima.
Well. Quickly not getting as much of an opportunity. Everybody else really has done yeoman's work for the
thanks to Johan and everyone for tuning into the live stream play-by-play reaction show tonight. Thanks to A-Bomb in the chat box and for calling in at halftime. It was a great halftime show.
That was the most impressive thing to me. Was just
make sure you like and subscribe.
How strong physically and mentally that Kentucky has been throughout this 40 minutes. They had one lull when Tennessee made a little comeback, had a chance to cut it to below 10. But it's been all Kentucky in this thing. All Kentucky.
Quickly with a good hustle, knocks the ball away into the hands of Johnson. And Montgomery will get a freebie.
I'm going to go over to TreasureHunt.ga in the final moments of the game. You can see quick sports fans right there at TreasureHunt.ga.
Big Blue Nation going to have themselves a fun Saturday night.
Oh, they've earned it.
Some choice merchandise there.
All season long. The best they have played.
Tennessee will suffer its first loss in conference, just its second loss of the season. This will snap the Volunteers' 19.
We got some St. Louis Ram tote bags. You can't get those anymore because they moved to LA. So that's a great, I like that one.
What a performance
the
by
St.
the
Louis
Kentucky
Rams.
Wildcats here tonight, taking out number 1. And doing it in convincing fashion.
It's 82 to 69.
86. Tennessee,
Correction.
69.
86 to 69.
Jay Billis, Maria Taylor, and our crew.
That's a final for Rep Arena.
For watching from Lexington, more hoops coming your way to San Diego with Bill Walton. Here's Dave Pash.
I didn't get ice cream.
Bill Walton's doing shrooms and playing the drums at that game. I don't think we're going to stay. I mean, does anybody want me to leave this Gonzaga game up for them? Gonzaga ranked number 3, taking on San Diego. Gonzaga already has a 7-point lead. Let's go down to the chat box and see what is going on. Johan been very active in the chat box. We love it when the listeners get active in the chat box. Yeah, I'm looking forward to baseball season because I've got all these video effects and sound effects all ready to go for that. I don't know if I have them ready. Let's see if I can play one now. No, I'd have to switch screens. But it's going to be a great baseball season. I'm stoked, bro. All right, in the chat room. Let's see, stadium talk. We had some marijuana talk. Because Johann's in Michigan where they've legalized it. In Oregon, they only allow 2 ounces of recreational marijuana. Michigan allows 12 ounces, 12 plants per person. Yeah, but when you're in Michigan, you can't. There's nothing to do. It's so cold in the winter. I guess all you can do is sit around and smoke your pot, so you're not miserable because the sun's only up 4 hours a day or something. I don't know. My sister's in St. Michael, Minnesota, and it just sounds miserable. She's flipping out. It was like negative 47. She couldn't handle that. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for us. It's a final. Kentucky wins against the #1 team in the country in Kentucky. That rematch is going to be coming up 2 weeks from tonight, so make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be bringing the play-by-play reaction. And it's all brought to you by treasurehunt.ga. I'll give you one final last look at their webpage and some of the cool sports swag they've got going on. This is a neat item. No one else, you're not going to find anybody that has this item. Let me scroll down for it. This is a New York Jets beverage fan can beverage topper. You put that on your beer and it looks like you're drinking out of a helmet. Is that how it works? Yeah, that's outrageous. That's good fun right there. That's a good conversation piece. I mean, you know, if there's some girls at the party, you walk up to the girls, you know, drinking out of that, you can get a conversation going. We also got some Florida Gator hats, Florida Gator slippers. Oh, and speaking of Tennessee, we've got a Tennessee Mason jar, great for drinking your sweet tea or your Lynchburg lemonades. I like a little Jack and lemonade. I don't know why this Pepsi hat's in the sports section, but that's a cool hat. That's a vintage style Pepsi hat right there. Auburn fans, we got some stuff for you. Upcoming Braves season, got some Braves swag. Look at that jersey there. More Florida Gator hats, and there's that Dallas Cowboys luggage tag I was telling you about. Because when you go to the airport and everyone's got a black suitcase, someone's going to walk away with their suitcase eventually. So people like to put things on their suitcases to help differentiate there. So this will let everyone know it's your suitcase and that you're an absolutely asinine prick because you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. All right, that's at treasurehunt.ga. This is Bone Crusher Wilson signing off. Thanks, Dave Baum, and thanks for everyone for coming and watching the live stream tonight. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace out from Panama City, Florida.